Support for Outdoor Nevada comes from Land Rover Las Vegas and Jaguar Land Rover Reno, proud to help introduce a new generation of adventurers to the diverse experiences that our state has to offer. Information at lrlv.com or jlrreno.com.
Nevada, a landscape as diverse as it is epic, where wide open nature and wild adventure call to the curious and the brave alike.
This is where you grew up as a boy?
Yes, this is my homeland where I grew up there. The canyon was my playground.
I see the Grand Canyon through Native American eyes.
Usually when you think of downtown Reno, you think about casinos, maybe doing a little rock climbing on the famous wall here, not fly fishing.
I ventured to the Truckee River for some urban fly fishing.
What makes them so bad?
The growth rate is one of the biggest things. Especially with our climate, they grow year-round, so there's no really chance for them to stop growing.
At Lake Mead, I discover what spreads underneath.
What a shot! What a drive! First time I've ever played golf and worried about ruining a hamstring.
And in Carson Valley, I play golf without clubs. I'm John Byrne. I have a passion for the outdoors.
Today we're in the Valley of Fire.
And I'm on a mission to show you the one-of-a-kind history, science, nature, and adventure you find when you step outside. This is Outdoor Nevada.
I am so excited today. I'm at the Grand Canyon and I'm learning all about the Hualapai Nation. And this is a tribe that is very indigenous to this area. There's a lot of culture and it takes somebody very special to inform us about the history of this area, and that's why Dwayne has joined us. Dwayne, so nice to see you.
Hey, nice to have you here.
Thanks. What does that word mean, Hualapai?
Hualapai is the name of our people, which means people of the tall pines.
Okay, and where are the tall pines?
The tall pines are on our eastern part of our reservation, which is east of here, and the elevation's higher, so that's where they grow at 6,000 feet.
And how big is the reservation
The
itself?
reservation is a little over 1 million acres of land here.
Established when?
1883, an executive order by President Arthur.
And now, how many people were on the reservation then and now?
Before the settlers moved in, I would estimate a little over 6,000, but when we took our census during the 1920s, there was 1,500 of us.
And now?
And today we got 2,300, which is growing. It's slowly growing, but it's growing.
And this is where you grew up as a boy?
Yes, this is my homeland where I grew up there. The canyon was my playground.
Dwayne Parker is a member of the Hualapai tribe and a Grand Canyon West ambassador.
The writing up on top is in our language. It's just Saniwa, which is home of the eagle. Sa is an eagle, which is very sacred to us because of the rock formation that I said we're going to see soon here.
The elders considered the Eagle Rock Formation one of the highlights of this sacred land.
This is Skywalk, yeah.
Look at that view.
Yes, very.
You ever get tired of looking at that
No,
view?
I never get tired of looking at it. You know, so, right here, you can see right straight down.
Okay, all right. So, how high up am I?
You're about 4,000 feet up from the river.
Who was the first guy to test this?
One of our astronauts. Yeah.
And he had a parachute, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's unnerving. What was it like playing as a kid in the canyon?
Oh, the canyon was always a place to explore because there were so many things to see. You get water, you know, live plants that you see, animals.
Over 1 million people visit the Skywalk every year. The glass bridge extends 70 feet over the canyon, where visitors experience the 4,000-foot summit in the wide open.
All right, Dwayne, where are we now?
Okay, we're at Guano Point. This is a historical area. They did some mining here. The tramway is still here, down at the edge of the canyon here.
And what were they mining?
Oh, they were mining bat manure, guano. They were using it for fertilizers, some say for explosives. It was really high in nitrates.
In the 1930s, miners discovered over 100,000 tons of bat feces in the caves here.
It's ironic, Dwayne, that this spectacular, beautiful area was named after bat poop. I just find that amazing. Where were the bats coming from?
The bats were already originally from this area. Okay, the cave is across the canyon here. Okay.
That way?
Yeah, down north up here on the north rim there. The bats migrate away from here in the wintertime. They go south, you know. Down
So
to
they're
Mexico.
still there to
Yeah,
this day?
Today they're here. They come back in the summer.
At Guano Point, visitors can see the remains of the mine, enjoy a bite to eat at Guano Cafe, and appreciate the views.
This is the Hualapai Ranch. It's a replica of a western town that when the settlers out here, they moved out here, they were ranchers and miners. So this was how a little community would be established by these little houses here.
The ranch comes complete with a trading post, telegraph office, jail, and even horseback rides.
This is obviously made to draw people in, tourists, to experience the area, to get to know your nation. What common misperception do people have about you?
They all watch movies and they think we all live in teepees. So we want them to come and visit us, show them, you know, in the Southwest what kind of resources we had that we lived in, our ancestral homes. A concept of us, you know, living off of the government is not true. That's why we're independent. We're a sovereign nation. We try to make our own business so we can support our own tribe, you know, independently. That we can grow in our younger generation, our future generation could have a business of their own where they can survive and move on to keep our culture alive.
Hualapai people wake up before the sun every morning. It's an act of gratitude for the new day and for everything that they have in life, including their home, the Grand Canyon.
The next time you're heading out to the west rim of the Grand Canyon, make sure you take a moment to learn about the history of the people that have been here for hundreds of years. I guarantee you, it will make your experience that much more grand. So I'm right outside my hotel in downtown Reno, and I'm waiting on my buddy Rob Anderson. He's the guy that you want to talk to if you want to do a little fly fishing around here.
There's a lot to do in the biggest little city in the world, but what if I told you you can fly fish right in the middle of downtown Reno?
I had no idea you were going to let us go fishing right here in downtown.
Yeah, that's one of the neat things about Reno is, you know, you can stay in one of the hotels here and just walk right out of the hotel and fish the Truckee River.
Usually when you think of downtown Reno, you think about casinos, maybe doing a little rock climbing on the famous wall here, not fly fishing.
Rob's passion for fly fishing started when he was 9 years old. It's what led him to Reno and made him a Truckee River expert.
Yeah, we're gonna start right here.
Hey, it looks good. So Rob, this may be downtown Reno, but tell me about the Truckee River.
So the Truckee River comes out of Lake Tahoe and flows through the town of Truckee, down through the town of Reno, and out to the east, and then up to Pyramid Lake out of the south. The Truckee itself is pretty well known for really nice fish. We catch a lot of nice rainbows and browns in the Truckee, but it's also considered one of the toughest river fisheries, you know, in the West. You have to get a really good drift. You have to know what you're doing, the correct flies. One of the sayings locally here is if you can catch fish on the Truckee, you can go anywhere and catch fish.
Catch a fish in the Truckee and you can go anywhere. With Rob's help, looks like I'll be going a lot of places.
So to know which flies, this time of year, it's kind of a guess because it's not real clear.
Well, you know, there's not a ton of available bugs. The one that sticks out the most is called a Baetis mayfly. 95% of a trout's diet in the Truckee River is flies or food under the surface. You know, one of the probably the biggest misconceptions about fly fishing is, you know, the kind of the movie The River Runs Through It,
Yeah.
where you're waving your rod all around in a circle.
Yeah.
You know, that's really not the case. Most of our fish are caught underneath the water. You know, there's not always food on the surface. So the fish are down there right now checking stuff out. You know, little leaves and things are going by them and they're looking. And, you know, because it's moving water, they don't have a ton of time to make a decision. So we're hoping they make a mistake or two along the way and grab something that we deem to look like the stuff they're eating anyway.
Let's try and be a
Let's do it.
mistake.
Good.
One of the most popular fishing destinations in the state, the Truckee River attracts about 100,000 anglers every year.
Look where you want it to land. Okay, raise your rod tip up, get that line out of the water. When you raise your tip up, it's got to be like this.
Wow.
Okay, now as it goes down, now drop your rod down, drop it down, nice. See how that gets you a little extended drift there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then once you get to the end, no, you don't need to move your rod that fast.
Okay.
Once it gets to the end, just move your tip over here to let it slide behind you. Look where you want it to go. Good. Rod tip up, nope.
Oh, the whole thing. That's just
Keep it horizontal to the water. Here's the difference, okay? If you have your rod tip on a 45-degree angle, the rod's in essence shorter. So when you lift up like that, you're pulling everything back to you. So when you lift up horizontal, you keep your rod tip as far out as you can. Now drop down, perfect.
Thanks to Rob, now I know what it takes to become a Truckee trout's perfect mistake.
Wow, you really got to be patient.
Yeah, you do. This is really light tippet, really light line here. Okay, reel. Take your rod over that way, get them off that rock. Reel that way, there you go, good. Good, you're doing great now. Okay, rod stays high. Let him run. Hand off the handle when he's running. Hand off the handle, yeah. Rod up higher. Rod up higher.
Got him.
That is
Nice
a beautiful
job.
fish, dude. Look at that.
Oh my gosh. It's like you said, you're hoping that it goes by fast enough that it's a mistake for them. And you nailed it. You were
This
exactly
is a
right.
beautiful 16-inch Truckee River rainbow. See the white tips on its fins? Right down here by my fingers,
Yeah,
see the
right
white
down-
tips?
yeah.
That generally tells you it's a wild fish. This fish was, grew up in here, was, raised here, not a hatchery fish. Probably been in the river 4 or 5 years to get to this size.
I have officially caught a rainbow in the Truckee. I feel like I can fish anywhere and catch anything.
Downtown Reno, Nevada has a lot going on, but I bet a lot of people don't expect that you can do some trout fishing right there.
Yeah, we fly fish right here through town all the time.
Rob, I had a great time, especially catching that rainbow.
I did as well.
Thanks a lot, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Next time you're thinking about outdoor Nevada and Reno, make sure you remember that this is a city that literally has a river that runs through it.
Lake Mead welcomes over 6 million guests every year, but the invitation is not extended to one particular group of visitors, the quagga mussels. Obviously, Lake Mead Marina is an absolutely beautiful, stunningly beautiful place. But in this beautiful environment, there is a tiny little problem. Here's a man that's going to tell us more about it. Kamud, how are you?
I'm very well.
Scientist Kamud Akaria has been researching the species for almost a decade. How did they get here in Lake Mead?
They came here on boats. Yeah, when people move their boats from one lake to another lake,
And when do you think that happened?
They were found here or discovered here in 2007. So probably slightly before that they were here.
That's not long ago. They really multiply fast.
Oh yeah, I mean, in some places in Lake Mead you can find 600,000 to 700,000 per square meter of mussels.
An adult quagga mussel averages 2 inches in size, and a female can produce up to 1 million eggs per year. Individuals live from 3 to 5 years and have little to no predation. I mean, what happens if we don't get a handle on this?
Yeah, that's a really good question, John, because we've had these mussels like zebra mussels and quagga mussels from the 80s in our Great Lakes. So eventually what happens is we haven't been able to take care of them or eradicate them. We just learn to live with them. They just, everything, there is a point, carrying capacity we call it, right? So even Lake Mead has a carrying capacity for these mussels. There'll be a point where they'll reach to an equilibrium. I mean, having said that, there are many scientists working on trying to find a way to get rid of them.
These mussels clog pipes and engines, damaging water systems and boats. They also disrupt the food chain and pollute beaches with sharp shells.
So Lake Mead has 3 intake pipes. There are 2 intake pipes already built to supply drinking water to the city of Las Vegas. We have Hoover Dam, we have Penn Stakes, anything on the water are all covered with mussels.
So what do you do about that?
You have to send out divers to clean that out, and you have to send up divers with power hose.
So the economic impact is real, it's severe.
It's huge. It's costing us money.
How much money do you think it's costing?
Well, you know, there are different numbers have been thrown around, but people think that the US government spends close to $1 billion a year to deal with invasive mussels.
So if you have a message for anybody that's watching, you bring a recreational vehicle in here, have it checked out?
Absolutely, you have to go through that inspection, and if your boat has ever been to this lake, and you have to make sure that you take nothing home.
And is that what's going up on that hill right there?
That's what is happening over there.
I got to go check that out.
Cool.
Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. Well, I learned a lot. Thank you.
Thanks.
The inspection aims to contain the spread of the mussels between waterways by power washing any vessel before it goes into a different body of water.
Seth, how you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
You as well.
Seth works with the Nevada Department of Wildlife. He's battled quagga mussels here for 2.5 years through the Aquatic Invasive Species Program.
What makes them so bad?
The growth rate is one of the biggest things. Especially with our climate, they grow year-round, so there's no really chance for them to stop growing.
And how do people interact, or where do you find them, or where do they show up?
Usually if people are moored, they're staying week to week to week, or months, they'll start to grow on the boat.
So you have to have some sort of management plan, I guess, of these things.
Yeah, our biggest thing right now is to contain them. We don't want anyone else to get them.
What's amazing to me is that there's no easy solution, is it? I mean, it just comes down to good old-fashioned elbow grease.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we work hard to try and contain it here.
And who's this and what's going on?
This is Blake. He's part of our AIS program as well. And
Nice seeing you.
How's it going? He's getting prepared to wash the boat, basically, do our decontaminating treatment.
All right, now that sounds like a lot of chemicals and a lot of toxins, but it's not, is it?
No, we actually only use hot water, basically. I mean,
Really?
we heat the water up to about 140 to 150 degrees.
There are 2 inspection stations at Lake Mead and 1 at Lake Mojave. In 2015, 444 boats were decontaminated. The inspections are free of charge.
A few minutes ago, this thing was just covered in these mussels, and they just continue to multiply unless you deal with it. Now it looks to me like it's all done, but I guess it's not. There's something else you got to do. What's the next step here?
So as well as washing the outside, we also clean out the system. And one of the things we do is we put the clamps right here, and then we supply water to the engine, and then we actually have them start the engine and run it. So with doing that, we're able to supply the engine with the water so we don't damage anything. And then the 140 degree water kills everything that's inside.
It's elbow grease and there's no easy way out, so I'm wishing you the best.
Well, we appreciate it.
Every time you enjoy Lake Mead on the surface, remember to do your part to prevent what spreads underneath.
It's the fastest growing sport in America. You play it on a golf course and you don't need clubs. Or foot golf.
Yep, you heard right. Foot golf. And the name says it all. It's golf you play with your feet.
So today I'm at the Carson Valley Golf Course to talk to Rob Harbottle, who's going to tell us all about this new sport that's absolutely sweeping the nation. In fact, it's sweeping the globe. Rob, how are you, sir?
Nice to meet you.
Rob Harbottle has been playing foot golf for 5 seasons here at the Carson Valley Golf Course.
Now this thing has really taken off, this foot golf. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it really has. You know, it started in Europe in 2009, hit the U.S. in late 2011, and it's been growing like crazy. The first year out, they had about 20 golf courses nationwide. Now we're up to over 400.
The game's played on existing golf courses. 21-inch cups replace the standard 15-inch holes in order to fit the soccer ball.
Is it basically playing golf with a soccer ball?
Yeah, it's the same rules. Obviously, you're using your foot instead of a golf club, though.
And everybody's playing it, kids, older folks?
Yes, there's kids. It's a great family activity. We get a lot of soccer teams coming out for team parties, birthday parties. It's also getting to be more and more competitive on the adult level. There's teams and leagues and tournaments and invitationals that a lot of people are playing for money nowadays, so it's growing fast.
Foot golf started in Europe in 2009 and made its way across the pond in 2011. Carson Valley Golf Course introduced the sport in northern Nevada.
So I was advised to put on the socks, the kind of
Yes.
loud shorts, the hat. Tell me about that.
You're wearing perfect foot golf attire. What everybody's wearing these days when they're playing foot golf are the Argyle socks, shorts, and the golf shirt, and obviously you have to top it off with the Hogan cap.
Well, I got the clothes, golf course is here, you're here, ball's here.
Let's do it.
Let's go have some fun.
All right.
The 18-hole foot golf course is situated on this course's back nine. Each hole has a par number assigned to it.
All right, that's the green up there.
Yes.
All right. And do we have to replace our divots?
Not in this sport. Hopefully you don't take a divot. If not, it might be a trip to the orthopedic.
So we're just doing this like a golf game. We're just gonna hit it towards the
Yes.
pin.
Take turns just like golf, same rules as golf. Everything applies.
I'm guessing you don't tee it up, but it's got to be on the ground?
Yes.
Got to be on the ground.
Just traditional soccer style.
All right. Well, traditionally in golf, the guy who's doing best goes first. I'm going to get a ball. You go
There
first,
you go.
Rob.
All right.
Go for it. What a shot. What a drive. First time I've ever played golf and worried about ruining a hamstring.
Nice shot.
The idea for foot golf dates back to the 1920s. It derives from a popular sport called code ball, a game with rules nearly identical to foot golf.
All right, these are I'm going to use my irons right here. Here we go.
Nice.
Hey, wow.
See what I mean?
Wow.
That toe punch, you know, you're in the short grass, you want to get that topspin going.
There's a little strategy to this.
Oh yeah.
You can take this to any level. You can just have fun with it, or you can get pretty competitive.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, we're 2 shots into this, and already I want to beat you. All right, now this is a par 4, right?
Yes.
All right.
So we got our birdie shots coming up here.
Nice. Does he drive the green? He gets pretty close. Rob, that was excellent. All right, all right. Here we go. Just like real golf, the short game's the tough one.
Yes.
Uh-oh, he's in the rough.
Huh?
Oh, no, wait a minute.
Nice shot. You get a little better roll with a soccer ball than you do the golf ball.
So I noticed there's 2 different types of flags.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
That's a good point. When we implemented foot golf and like other courses that had foot golf too, part of the process was we wanted to make it look distinctively different than the golf course. So there wasn't confusion of which flag people are aiming to from a distance. So that's why with the foot golf here, you see the black and yellow checkered. So it doesn't match the red, white, and green, red, white, and blue, excuse me, we have on the golf course.
So you're playing the same course, you're just destinations are just a little bit different.
Correct.
Okay. Man furthest out goes, you're putting for par.
All right.
Okay, that was good, but now it's my turn. I'm gonna play the break here. Okay, all right, good first round, good first game. All right, let's see here, yours is the round one.
Thank you.
All right, first hole's down and we're tied.
All right.
Let's go to the next one.
Foot golf is more casual and accessible than traditional golf. It doesn't require expensive equipment, and play is quicker.
Oh, nice. See, that's how you do it. Nice shot.
Thank you.
I think I pulled a hamstring.
The rules are set by the AFGL, the American Foot Golf League.
Now in golf, we're in this situation, you have a marker.
Yes. Same thing applies to foot golf. There's your foot golf ball marker.
Is it the same dimension as it would be if it were a golf ball?
Yeah, you could say that. Although a lot of golfers like to use them as well.
Nice. All right.
Thank you.
All right, Rob, no pressure. You're up. Oh, this is my chance. This is my chance, Rob. I'm gonna play the break. Oh, gosh. Well, I got the marker. It's a good thing.
There you go.
Oh, boy. Well, you were kind of casual. I think you even hit that with your left foot.
We've made it to the end of the round, and it's still anybody's game.
For the first time all day, they've encountered water. Well, you're over the
Shank number
water.
2. Yeah.
A lot of pressure here.
Oh, nice shot.
This is it, 18th green. After all this, we're tied.
Good luck.
He hooks it. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah. That's right.
Great match.
Great match. Rob, that was awesome.
Enjoyed it.
I think I should have gone for the other socks.